Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It is Sunday the 21st of January and I am looking a little bit worse for wear. I still have some of last night's makeup on. I went to a wedding last night, but I thought that I would take you through a full day of eating on the weekend, the kind of things that I'm eating to reach my fat loss goals, because I have 2 more weeks of dieting before my diet is over and I really want to stay on point and stay on track. However, having a wedding last night and being the weekend and being a little bit more flexible and things like that, I just wanted to show that I'm not super rigid and regimented on weekends. I find that during the week I have like more of a schedule, but I have a lot more flexibility on the weekends. So I kind of wanted to show you what that looks like. So it is now 11 o'clock. So I just had coffee with some friends, and I say coffee as like a standard word, but I actually don't drink coffee. I had a chai latte, which was brewed with soy milk, and now I'm going to head to the gym. And I've just got half a banana to have before I go to the gym. I tend not to eat much before my workouts. I'm quite used to training on only a small amount. So having the chai latte, having the soy milk, and having the half a banana is enough for me. Some people prefer to train off more food, but I'm so used to training in the morning and so used to training off only a small amount that I'm very much used to that. Ultimately, you just gotta do whatever works for you. So I'm gonna head to the gym now, I'm gonna have my banana, and then we'll check back in for post-workout. Gym session is all done, so I just showed my compound exercises and I did some accessory exercises afterwards. I did some kind of leg, mostly quad and chest accessory exercises. At the moment my program is kind of like power building, so it's kind of like strength training like powerlifting, and it's kind of like hypertrophy training like bodybuilding, so I'm kind of doing elements of both and getting good at neither. Jack of all trades, master of none. I'm actually really glad that that session is kind of over. I'm really tired from last night and it's really, really hot at the moment. I think it must be like 39 degrees Celsius at the moment. So what really kind of got me through that session is, one, that it's a deload week, so it's actually quite light weights this week, and two, my post-workout meal, which I'm going to go and make now. I guess it's just a reminder that I definitely don't always like smash my sessions or anything like that. I'm not always like feeling it, feeling the pump, feeling the burn. Some sessions are just a little bit shit, and that's what today's was. But I had that focus of like, this is a lighter week, the weights aren't too bad, and I've got this meal at the end to look forward to, and that's what got me out of bed and got me to my session and got me out the door on the way to food. So I have just gotten home, and what is integral to what I'm having post-workout is in my next shipment from Myprotein. So I thought I might just run you guys through everything that I got. Alrighty, so this is my most recent shipment from Myprotein. As you guys know, I'm a Myprotein athlete and I get a monthly allowance. And if you are interested in getting anything from Myprotein and you use the link that is down in the description box, I do receive a small commission from that. Just wanted to be totally open and transparent. Feel free to use it if you like any of my recommendations, but also feel free to use my recommendations and then not use the link. It is totally up to you. So I needed a restock of whey protein. I've gone for vanilla flavor. I need some more BCAAs. I've got raspberry lemonade flavor. This is one of my favorite flavors, along with watermelon, which I got for a new lot of pre-workout. This pre-workout I really like. I find that it's quite mild, like it peps me up for my session, but I don't get any like tingly feeling or anything like that. I've gotten that from pre-workouts in the past, and this one like gives me a good little kick without anything too serious. I love this powdered peanut butter, which is sweetened with stevia. It has got such better macros than like PB2, which is really popular. So per serving size, which is 12 grams, it's got like 1 gram of fat, 2.2 grams of carbs, and 6.7 grams of protein. Absolutely love this stuff. And then I got one of the brownies because they are my absolute favorite. Super good macros on those too. High protein chocolate, again, amazing macros. I love this stuff. I'm just gonna keep saying that because I just got all my favorites. This is what I am having for my post-workout. I've got the butterscotch flavor sugar-free syrup. Seriously, these syrups are life. This has like no calories in it at all, basically. But it's not, I find that it's not sickly. I find some of the Walden Farms, however you say that word, products quite sickly. I don't find that at all. It's amazing. And then I also got like a little crop top and some underwear as well. So that is a pretty decent haul, I reckon. Okay, so I'm making waffles and I'm actually using this Myprotein maple syrup flavored protein pancake mix, which also works fine for waffles. For waffles, obviously. There we go, we got there. So I can make pancakes, obviously, that are fairly macro friendly, but the macros for these are really, really good. And sometimes I just can't be bothered like putting together all of the different ingredients. So this is super handy if you're lazy like me. And because I'm really short on protein for today, I've opened up the whey and I'm just gonna be adding some vanilla protein into the pancake mix as well. I went for the vanilla flavor this time just because it's way more flexible than I think a lot of other protein powders are. So you're able to drink it, you can add it into smoothie bowls that are like berries, or you can add it into oats, or you can add it into like chocolatey kind of mixes. Whereas when I was buying like the chocolate, the peanut butter, the caramel kind of flavored protein powders, yeah, they're great to drink and put in oats. But when you want to make like a berry smoothie or a berry smoothie bowl, then they're not as good. So I've gone for vanilla so that it's a lot more flexible. So I've just got 50 grams of the protein mix and I'm adding in 20 grams of the whey because, yeah, really need to catch up on protein so far today. I'm just gonna add in some almond milk as well. And guys, I just also want to chat about in terms of like eating before you work out and that kind of thing. So there's obviously quite a few like fat loss fitness myths that are kind of out there, and something that people love to trot out is doing fasted workouts, fasted cardio. And there's been studies that have shown that there is no difference between if you do a workout fasted or fed, provided that you're in a calorie deficit. So at the end of the day, calorie deficit matters most for losing fat. So at the end of the day, if you don't like doing your workouts fasted, then don't do them fasted, eat beforehand. At the end of the day, it's the amount of calories that you're consuming compared to the amount of calories that you're burning that matters the most. So don't sweat the small stuff if you're doing your workouts, like if you're eating something beforehand or if you're not eating something beforehand, do whatever suits you best. Definitely still learning the ropes on this waffle maker and have overfilled this one ever so slightly. Okay, so that mix has ended up making a good like 2.5 waffles, which is awesome. And I love the maple flavor so much. Like, if there's leftover batter, I just eat it. So I'm just topping off with some raspberries and some blueberries. And then also some halo top, of course, my fave. And some of the sugar-free syrup. This syrup is so good, it is so thick as well. And yeah, so much better than Walden Farms. I'm just lathering it on. So here we go, you guys. First proper meal of the day. And that doesn't look too shabby, I would say. Also, as I eat, which is probably disgusting, I wanted to discuss the fact that It's now a little bit after 2 p.m. and this is my first meal of the day. I definitely do this more on weekends than during the week, where I really try and push back my first meal of the day. And this could be a really good tip for you guys if you are wanting to lose a little bit of fat. Is kind of do a bit of intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting isn't like a magical fat loss, weight loss method. But if you're able to push back your eating window, you're able to eat more calories in a shorter period of time, and often that can be way more satisfying. So by, well, sleeping in this morning and then going to the gym, I've pushed back a whole heap of calories to later in the day. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, I find that often I only start to get hungry once I've had like my first meal. I can go quite a few hours and not really feel that hungry. But then as soon as I have that first meal, I'm like, where's my food? Where's my food for like the rest of the day? And that can be really hard if you have like your first meal at 6, 7, 8 a.m. and then the rest of the day you've got less calories and you're constantly thinking about food. Sorry, I lost you for a second there, my camera overheated. But yeah, intermittent fasting or pushing back your meals to eat more calories in a shorter time window, that could work for some people, might not work for others. Really, it's about just finding your personal preference and what works for you. At the end of the day, it's, again, the calorie deficit that matters most. So it's a few hours later, I've had a shower, fresh clothes, been out doing a few things around the town, around the house, doing some chores and stuff like that. Wearing one of my favorite shirts, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly. I'll spare you from all that. Oh, and I'm also wearing the new like Myprotein crop and like underwear. I might actually quickly show you in like non-selfie mode. Okay, so here we go. So there's no like padding or like underwire or anything like that here. It's meant to be like a fairly casual kind of crop. And these are the underwear as well. They've got kind of like a cheeky cut. It's like not a thong, but it's not like your normal bikini cut either. And the back has a bit of a cutout as well. Really comfy so far, really liking it. So it's now 6 o'clock and I'm about to have my next meal, snack, I don't really know. It is quite late in the day and normally I do like to eat dinner between 7, 7:30, but I'm probably gonna be having dinner later today because it is so hot and I know that I'm gonna be cooking hot food and I just wanna delay it. So I'm probably gonna have dinner more around maybe like 8 or so. So I figure like 2 hours until I have my next meal, I'm hungry. Time to eat now. So I'll show you what I've got. I have made myself a yogurt bowl. Yes, there is yogurt under there. I've just used some Chobani Greek yogurt and mixed in some of the Myprotein flav drops. This is toffee flavor. I've really kind of massacred the bottle, but trying to get the last bit out of it. These are just a flavored calorie-free sweetener and I find them like super handy. And then also on top, I've got some frozen mango, some walnuts, some Myprotein protein granola. The macros on this are amazing. And tops it all off with some Wild Friends, my fave, peanut butter. So that's that. Time to dig in. So it is now 20 past 8. It's still flippin' hot, but need to cook some food. Gonna have some stir fry tonight and I'm gonna be using these stir fry shots, Thai, basil and chili for the flavoring. The macros are like pretty good, there's not much in it. And then I have got some chicken, some broccoli, snow peas, onion and capsicum. And I'm going to be having that with, I'm halfway through just spiralizing some zucchini into zucchini noodles, and I'll have those instead of rice or normal noodles or anything like that. These are also really good as it just means that I can eat a lot more volume. It's less calories and it's just a bigger meal as well, more fiber, and it's gonna help me feel full and satisfied. It's probably hard for you guys to tell just how big this is. Like, it's really like this plate is like hollowed out. It's really big. So I'm gonna tuck into this stir fry right now while watching the tennis. Okay, so it is now the end of the day and I was just having a look through my Fitness Pal. So there's my soy milk, there's my banana, there's my waffles, there's my little yogurt bowl, there's my dinner, and that is soon to be the rest of the tub of Halo Top for dessert. So I was having a look, checking my macros and everything. It's like, yep, look at that, pretty bang on. Protein, carbs, nailed it. Fat, nailed it. Fibers, looking really good. Personally, I try to hit between 25 to 45 grams or so and keep it fairly consistent, so 39 is looking pretty good. But then this, look at this one, sugar. 110 grams of sugar was had today. Now keep in mind, my Fitness Pal they count both natural and added sugars. So all of the sugar from the fruit and everything like that is included in that number. But 110 grams is a pretty high number, and it might be a little bit, I guess, intimidating for some of you. This is terrible lighting and you can really see the bags under my eyes, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. So, I don't know, looking at my fitness pal, I thought that I would just give my take on sugar considering it was quite high today. There are a lot of people out there that do try to keep their sugar quite low and think that keeping sugar low is the key to losing fat. And I agree that if you are eating a lot of high sugar foods, sugar doesn't have a very good satiating effect. It doesn't keep you feeling very full. It's very, very easy to eat a lot of like candy, chocolate, things like that that are high in sugar and you just don't feel full. So if you're eating a lot of that kind of processed food, candy, that kind of thing, it can be really good for you to reduce that kind of food in your diet and focus on more kind of whole foods with more fiber. But if you see weight loss as a consequence, that's not necessarily because you're not eating sugar, it's just because you're probably eating less calories, because it's just so easy to overconsume when you're eating that much sugar. So for me, I'm a bit of I like science, and I know that there's been studies done that looked at two groups of people. They gave both groups of people the same amount of calories and the same amount of protein, but they varied the sugar intake, and they wanted to see if there were any changes in the body composition when calories are the same, when protein is the same, but sugar varies. And there's no difference. Sugar hasn't been shown to influence your body composition when you've got calories the same and when you've got protein the same. Now, for some people, keeping sugar in check and keeping it regulated is really important if you have autoimmune conditions, maybe if you've got some thyroid problems, but that's definitely going to be something you're going to be discussing with a doctor, with an endocrinologist, and that's kind of out of this field. But for the everyday person that's just looking to kind of get healthier and fit and that kind of thing, there's not really any need, I guess, to fear sugar. You should be trying to eat a diet mostly of like unprocessed foods and that kind of thing. But I mean, you guys saw everything that I ate today. I wouldn't classify any of it as particularly bad. And I'm certainly not feeling guilty at all for eating like 110 grams of sugar today. It was delicious because I hit my calories, I hit my macros, I hit my fiber, I don't have any pre-existing health conditions, so it's totally fine. So I'm going to dig into my dessert, my pint of Halo Top to finish off for the day. I hope that you've enjoyed this full day of eating. I hope that it was interesting in some way. I hope maybe there were some tips that you can take away from this, and you can see how I eat on the weekend and how it's a little bit more flexible and a little bit more random and that kind of thing. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe. I have 2 weeks left of my diet, so that's going to be interesting, me documenting the final part of it, and then I'm going to be reverse dieting. It's going to be, okay, so you've lost this weight now, Emma. How are you going to eat more food and not get fat again? Not that I was fat, I definitely wasn't fat, but how are you gonna eat more food and not put it all back on again, I guess? So that could be interesting for you guys to follow along with as well. But for now, this is melting. This is my priority. Thanks for following along, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.